information that I truly can't assume I know why you're listening to it. Here are some wild guesses. You're a college student taking an introductory course in criminology, and you picked up this book to help you interpret some of the jargon in your 600-page textbook. You've always thought about becoming a police officer or other law enforcement professional and are trying to gauge what the job entails and where it fits into the big picture of criminal justice. You're thinking about going to law school to become a prosecutor or public defender, and you want to know what you'd be in for. You have a friend or relative entangled in the criminal justice system, and you want to be able to talk the talk so you can distinguish an arraignment from an appeal. You're addicted to CSI, crime scene investigation, or any number of other criminal investigation shows. Whatever your motivation, I hope you find what you're looking for in this book, and I hope you're inspired to find out even more about the specific area of criminology that interests you, because there's much more to explore than I could possibly fit in these chapters. How this book is organized. I've grouped the chapters in this book into 6 parts, each one focusing on a particular aspect of criminology. I've written the book so you can dive into any chapter without getting lost. Just pick the topic that interests you most and start listening. Part 1. Defining and Measuring Crime. Chapter 1 offers a broad overview of the book's contents so you can gain a better sense of what's covered and where to find it. Starting with Chapter 2, I delve into some tough questions. The first question is, what is crime? When you think about it, someone has to define crime, right? Actually, it's most often defined by a group of someones whom folks like you and me elect to state and federal offices. The decisions these elected officials make about criminal law have far-reaching effects. They influence what actions are prosecuted and punished, and perhaps how long punishments can last. Another tough question I address in this part is, how much crime is there? Measuring crime can be a bit like measuring water with a sieve. In Chapter 3, I explain why. No matter how you measure crime, almost every crime has one thing in common: a victim. In Chapter 4, I describe the various ways crime affects victims, and I explore recent efforts to secure victims' rights throughout the criminal justice process. Part 2. Identifying Types of Crime. The crimes that get the most attention on TV are violent in nature, so I start this part by defining and explaining the different types of violent crime in Chapter 5. But far more people are victims of property crime than violent crime. Thus, I devote Chapter 6 to that topic. Chapter 7 focuses on the unique nature of white-collar crime, and Chapter 8 explores the fascinating and frightening world of organized crime, including gangs. I round out this part by devoting a chapter each to 2 topics that make front-page news all too frequently these days: the drug trade and terrorism. Part 3. Figuring out who commits crimes and why. The heart of criminology is trying to figure out why people commit crime. After all, if you can answer that fundamental question, you may have a chance of reducing crime. Obviously, no one claims to have a single answer. In this part, I explore several theories that seem to offer insights, from the rational choice theory, which holds that criminals make rational decisions based on the costs and benefits of their actions, to the theory of labeling, which holds that people labeled as criminals early in life have limited opportunities and therefore can't break free from lives of crime. Part 4. Fighting Crime. TV producers sure love this stage of the criminal justice process, the stage that involves chasing and apprehending the bad guys. The chase may involve either local law enforcement officials or federal agencies, so I devote a chapter to explaining each. I then explore the processes that law enforcement officers use to try to solve crimes. Part 5. Prosecuting and Punishing Crime. Although the chase and apprehension of a suspect are exciting, what happens next can be equally riveting, hence the appeal of Law and Order.